This episode is brought to you by Monkey Nutrition. Good advice to new artists.
Yeah.
It's funny how you say that. When we were on Joe Rogan, everyone's like, "Oh, you're on Rogan," and then it's like, I remember I telling my co-host, I'm like, and the next day we're gonna wake up and guess what we have to do? The same thing we've been doing for the last year.
Exactly.
And we had a spoken word artist in here, Sully Breaks. I don't know if you know him. But
I know Sully.
He got to meet Will Smith when he was in LA, and he's like, he Instagrammed a picture of him and Will Smith, like who has more Twitter followers than Obama. And I talked to Sully afterwards, and he's like, yeah, everyone's like, you made it, and then it's like, and the next day you got to get up and do everything that you were doing.
Exactly.
There is no making it.
Exactly. And again, there's nothing wrong with that. I think it's right to be excited about those things. Damn straight, I was buzzing to support RZA or to, all of these different exciting things that happen. But yeah, you can't let it distract you from what you do and what is your goal. You've got to continue on. You've still got to work. You can't just...
Right. Let's talk about your next album, Distraction Pieces, right? And your video, Introduction.
Yep.
You're burning some stuff in there. I was playing it for my girlfriend last night. She got very disturbed. I was really happy about that.
Yeah.
You're quoting Lenny Bruce. Tell me about that first album of yours, or the first album when you were on a label.
That was my first solo album. It's quite a confusing history because I did a No Commercial Breaks, and then the stuff happened with Dan Lassac, and we had 2 records on a label called Sunday Best. But Distraction Pieces was my first solo album, properly on my own record, properly releasing it with music videos, and again doing everything myself. So co-directing everything, doing a lot of the editing now on the music videos and everything. So,
and were the beats done by Dan Lassac or not?
No, the beats on the solo record. That's where I kind of built my LA connection. So it was working with a lot of different producers, but one of them was Danny Lona, who was in 9 Inch Nails and loads of amazing stuff. And he managed to get Travis Barker to play drums on it, and all sorts of people, and it's also how I met Eddie Bravo through Danny. So I'm now working on my next solo record, which I've only just started, but that's again hopefully a Travis Barker has already laid down some drums for it, and Danny's in there. So yeah, it's exciting to work on that.
Did you record that album in LA?
Recorded again. It's all over email, man. I've used the technology just.
So Travis will lay a drum track and send it to you.
He sent it to Danny, and Danny made these beats. So the album was out, and Introduction was out, and it had 1 million views, and because that was another one that one I made for £100, and it was just me. Locked in a metal container.
Yeah, it was like a container.
I cut my beard off, shaved my hair, and it had to be one take.
Yeah, I saw that.
Because of what happens in it, because cutting my beard off and stuff like that.
How many times did you practice that before?
Again, it's tough. You can't really practice.
Right.
Like the clipper in your hair, it's like, I don't know how long it takes to shave chunks out of my hair. It's like, I'd imagined it all. I knew the songs, and the other people involved, like all my friends, again, just a small crew, were all far more nervous than me for some reason. I was like, I know the words.
Right.
Or whatever happens, I know the words, so I'll be able to adapt. I've always been quite good at kind of, I think this is going to sound odd, but I think it's from growing up with a stutter.
Right.
I've always been good at adapting things in my head. So when I was growing up with a stutter, and I'd be thinking a few words ahead in the sentence, and I'd know I was going to stutter on a word. So while I'm talking, I'll be thinking of a word to replace that word. So I think that's set me up well for things like that. I was like, look, the basic thing is I know the lyrics, so I'm going to deliver the song correctly. Whatever happens in between, that's for me to deal with. If the clippers don't work, if the stuff I set fire to, because we set fire to this horse's head, like a hobby horse. Sorry, just to clarify. We set fire to a hobby horse, and that thing, like, we'd covered it in petrol because we're like, it needs to go up. That thing went up, and we're in a closed metal container.
I noticed that.
So the smoke starts to fill up and all this, and I'm like, we need to get to the end of the take. I'm like, I'd be fine if everyone else left, but it's like, I'm getting to the end of this take, because at that point I've already cut my beard off, I've already shaved chunks of my hair. It's like,
you got like 60 seconds left, and this horse's head is smoking. And I'm thinking, wow, this is he couldn't have practiced this before, because it's one take. And it's a shipping container, so it's obviously closed in there. This week on London Real, we have astrophysicist Neil deGrasse Tyson.
I wake up every morning astonished that an astrophysicist can have 1.7 million Twitter followers.